Hi Rich, it's Aaron here from SB Live Media. I'm just going to jump straight in and do a quick video audit of your website and your current digital marketing strategy. Okay, so the website looks really great, looks really good. Obviously you've just had it, or recently had it remade. Nice and clean, very well laid out, clear contact details, clear USP, and obviously you clearly show everyone, what the business offers and, why they would choose yourselves over your competition. Looking at the website on a mobile device, it looks pretty good. Perhaps the main image could be slightly better optimized, just so that this USP appears slightly better. Sorry, this pop-up here shows what the website would appear like on the iPhone 6s. So again, it's nicely laid out. It looks good. I mean, it's great that you've got this, this push to call button here. That's great. It's very important, conversion factor. I've ran the website through some mobile friendly, like a mobile friendly test software provided by Google. And as you can see that we couldn't actually access the results. And it says here it's blocked by robots.txt file. This would be something that you guys really should address, sooner rather than later. I'll explain slightly more about that in a second. This software here, this gives us like a more technical breakdown of the site, except it normally would, except in this occasion, again, we can't actually retrieve any information because of this robots.txt file. Basically what that is, it's a text file within the website that controls how, the bots used by companies like Google and that, it controls whether or not they can access the site, and when they can, what data that will pull through. And I'll explain the significance of that in a minute, but that is something that you would need to address. This is either a text file that your web developer has put in himself, or there is actually an option within WordPress, which this website's built on, that actually creates a similar condition. As I say, I'll explain the significance of that in a minute. Okay, so the next thing we did was we ran the website through a page load speed testing software. This comes back pretty good actually. This is 2.27 seconds for the page to load. Basically this load time, it tells us how long it takes for the website to load, should anyone click through to a link to the website, or just manually input the URL. So 2.27 seconds is pretty good. Basically the current statistic is that anything over 2 seconds, and people, potential visitors to the site may click back and potentially go to one of your competitors. There are a couple of things suggested by another one of Google's own tools here to improve that, and basically just around optimizing the images and some scripting improvements. So that's for the mobile site. For the desktop site, it's much the same case, just optimize images and again some coding that the actual site's built in. There's a few things you could do to improve that, but all in all pretty good. Okay, so I mentioned earlier the robots.txt file and the potential effect, and basically that really just refers to how how the website appears in the search engine results. So, for example, if you type in Rehab California, ideally you'd be wanting to appear on the first page. The current statistics is with traffic to a website, 60% of any search will go to the top 3 results. So if 60% of any available traffic on a monthly basis will go to these top 3, and only less than 10% will ever go past position 10 onto the pages after the first, onto the second, third, fourth pages. Less than 10% will ever go past that. A point that I wanted to highlight here again was with this map listing. As you can see, three of your competitors here appearing in this top 3. I went a little bit further to see how far you guys come up, and you're not on the first on the first 2 or 3 pages of this, and as you can see there are quite a few entries here. And again, you guys aren't appearing just as yet. You do have a Google My Business page, but the reason it won't appear in those top 3 is it's just not as well optimized as some of your competition. Okay, so to perhaps give this some slightly more some more information with what all this means. I took that top competitor there from the map listing, this hopebythesea.com. and compared it with yourself. Basically, this software shows us what key search terms you guys are ranking for, what position you appear in the search engine results, and the available traffic on a monthly basis for each of those searches. So as you can see, you guys are ranking for about 1,000 key search terms. These guys are almost twice, and as a result of that, you guys are getting just under 200 visits a month. This has increased pretty quickly over the last few months, but unfortunately, you're still about a tenth of these guys here. One of the reasons for that is the local PAP, that map listing I showed you a minute ago. They're getting about 15%, just under 14% of their visits on a monthly basis from that map listing alone. Where at the moment, you guys aren't, well, you're getting 7% of that 200, so what's that, about 15 visits a month. So really, it'd definitely be worthwhile you guys running, an SEO campaign, optimizing that Google My Business page, just to highlight, why these guys are getting so much more traffic than yourselves, more inquiries and, potentially more, potentially more, conversions to stays. You can see here just the sheer number of position 1 rankings they're getting, everything from, their own brands, to the services, areas in the service, and, all these visits each month clicking through to the top 3 positions, it all adds up. And as we showed you above, that's why they're getting, close to 2,000 visits a month. You guys, there's a lot of untapped potential there at the moment because, although you do have quite a lot of, you've got some pretty decent rankings here with some traffic. But in terms of sort of top 3 positions, you've only got about 5 key search terms. And there's a lot, there's a lot of scope for some really, like this, free outpatient drug rehab, outpatient drug-free treatment. There's a lot of searches for these, and you guys are just off you're just off of the first page. So, these are the sort of things, these like low-hanging fruit, if you like, of things that, we could improve very quickly to notice, so that you get a very quick noticeable gain in traffic and, as I say, potentially inquiries and sales. Okay, so, we really do have a proprietary method that can, a proprietary system, if you like, that can move these numbers from here to here. And, hopefully we can talk more about that when we speak on Monday. Okay, thank you for watching.